Well, good evening and Happy New Year. Hi, I'm Arthur Kelly. I'm your instructor for your upcoming course, English 120 Introduction to Literature. It's the evening of the first day of 2017, and in a week we'll begin a literary journey. I want to take a few minutes and tell you a bit about the course, my expectations and hopes for it and for you, and some other information that will help you navigate it all well. I know that a literature course can sometimes be off-putting for people, and so I want to share with you some of my thinking about this course and why we have it and what's going on in it. If you've read my brief autobiography, you'll already know that I'm a reader and I'm a lover of literature. I love and write poetry, and one of my favorite pastimes is reading good literature, especially novels. But I also love biography and autobiography and other good nonfiction. I love movies. In fact, what I'm really telling you is what I really love is a good story, and that finally is what literature is all about, and what I hope you discover and enjoy during the 5 weeks we're together, and maybe beyond these 5 weeks. First, let me say a thing or two about literature so that you'll have an understanding of where I'm coming from. I think of literature this way. It's an attempt to convey in imaginative language a worldview. That is a way of looking at and understanding the world that the artist lives in, the way the artist sees the world, and thinks we should see it that way also. It does this through the lens. That worldview comes to us through the lens of that writer, whether that writer is a novelist, a poet, or a dramatist, or whatever, just to name 3 of the major genre of literature. Through these gifted women and men and their powerful imaginations and their ability to communicate their imaginations, we're able to get inside another perspective, to see things differently than we have maybe ever seen them before, even to experience them on some level through the powerful and rich human gift of empathy. We all have that, to live inside another person's world. You and I may never be able to fully understand, fully experience what it would be like to be blind. But through the work of a play like The Miracle Worker, the story of Anne Sullivan and Helen Keller, we may see it. You and I may never be able to understand what it means to be of an ethnicity other than our own. But through a play like Raisin in the Sun, which we are reading and thinking about and watching, in fact, during this course, we may come to terms with it. We may get a sense of what that life is, and it will be even emotionally experienced by us. I just finished a novel entitled The Jaguar's Children by an author named John Vaillant. And I have a much deeper, even a more visceral understanding of the life risks and deadly dangers of the illegal alien, the one we call an illegal alien who dreams of heading here to El Norte. I could go on, but I hope this gives you a sense of what this course will be like and what it may matter and what my passions about it are. As a result of this course, you will read probably what you have never and maybe likely never would read. You will learn some language and skills that will help you be a better reader and a better writer. But remember, it's an introductory course, and I want to keep that in front of us all the time. No one's an expert. Well, I'm supposed to be an expert, but I don't expect you to be an expert. So it may do nothing more than just whet your taste, tease you a bit, to maybe invite you to explore further. If that's all it does, it'll be enough. This is an introduction course. Oh, there I said it again. Therefore, we won't be getting into a lot of depth. My expectations are all caught up in that one word, introduction. I'm introducing in this course. You do not have to be an expert or even a particularly serious reader to get this course. I don't assume you know the jargon. I don't assume you know the peculiarities of this study. What I hope is that you'll read, enjoy what you're asked to read, try to understand what's going on in it, and make a good effort to communicate your understandings in both the discussion and in your essays, your weekly essays. If you come out of English 120 with a greater appreciation for literature and how it can help us understand who we are, how it can understand the impacts of the culture we find ourselves in, and have a clearer vision of the human condition, well, I'd just be jumping for joy. A few other items before I leave you, just a brief list. Number one, the text, the Norton Introduction to Literature, is a big text, and we're skimming it. We're not using a lot of it, but I hope you'll recognize that it's a really rich resource that you may want to keep and enjoy after you're through with your degree. Number two, this is a big text and it's full of resources. That's one of the reasons it's so big. You might want to spend some time before you actually dig into things, skimming through it and checking out all the sources. Note the glossary at the end. Note the very complete index. This can be a big help when I maybe end up using some technical jargon to talk about what's going on and you go, what? Number three, there are also a bunch of resources on Moodle. Each of these is present to help with two things. One set is there for writing. Remember, this is an English class and I am an English professor. And one set is there to help you with background about the authors, cultures, times, eras in which they worked. And you may want to check those out, especially for the authors that you read. And I will be engaged with you in your discussions. I will be engaged with you in your writing. I'm a very present and available online teacher. I'll be posting a video like this at least once a week, and I really encourage you to watch these each week before you engage the work for the week. It may help you think a little bit more clearly about what's coming up and what this particular focus of this week is about. Finally, number five, at any point along the way when life outside gets really complicated, I know it does, I teach in the online program and in the on-ground ADP program regularly, and I know the kinds of lives that many of you struggle with. If life outside the class gets in the way or the assignments just don't make sense to you, feel free to engage me. Texting is best. My phone number is on the information at the beginning of the course on Moodle. You'll get the quickest response that way, but email is fine as well. I will say this because I think this is important for you to understand, although I think we caught this in time. The current syllabus that is posted on Moodle and available to you now is the current syllabus. If you downloaded an earlier one, you want to get rid of that and download the new one. I've gone through the text and given some serious thought how to make this course a little bit more accessible and, frankly, a little more viable. So please, if you started the other text, other syllabus, just discard it. Go back to the new one, download a new one that's currently on Moodle and use that, please. It's to your benefit and it'll keep you current with what's going on in the course. Well, enough for now. I'll be in touch soon. Take care, breathe deep, relax, and enjoy. Bye-bye.